recently did a video taking a brief look at a power supply from AresGame. It surprised me as it had decent specs and had no issue even when pushed to the limit. Today though, I'll be finding out if this River 5 ARGB CPU cooler is something that you may consider for your current or upcoming build. First impressions are again really good. As I said in the previous power supply video, a decent retail box is always a good sign. On the side, you can see the specifications of the cooler and the supported sockets, and this cooler supports AM4 as well as other Intel and AMD sockets. Opening up the box, we're first greeted with the instruction manual, which shows us the different mounting options. Below that is a cardboard box which has mounting hardware for Intel and AMD, fan clips, and thermal paste. Beneath that is a 120mm ARGB fan. It uses a 3-pin RGB interface, so make sure your motherboard supports it. If you have an older or unsupported board, AresGame does sell a SATA powered controller. Setting the fan to the side, we can take a closer look at the heatsink itself. It uses 5 direct contact heat pipes. The aluminum fins are black, and the heatsink has a nice brushed metal cover with the AresGame logo. The heatsink and fan are built really well overall. Before we find out how well it cools though, let's get some performance numbers from an older yet solid cooler, the Kabuto 2. I stress tested my CPU and it actually did quite poorly with or without the side panel. I removed it and found that my thermal paste was more liquid than paste. After a quick repaste with some GD900, temps were much more accurate, from high 80s and low 90s to lower 70s. While these are by no means bad temperatures, with this being such a massive cooler, it could be better. And it's at a disadvantage here as while the top-down design helps cool down other components like memory and VRMs, it doesn't benefit as much from case fans such as the rear exhaust, unless it's mounted so the fins are open to the airflow of the rest of the case. My mounting option was the opposite, so temps could be lower, but even then, probably not by much. Anyways, installation of the River 5 is pretty straightforward. I'm using the 2011 mounting hardware, and it didn't take much time at all to get it installed on my motherboard. Don't forget to remove the plastic film on the bottom of the cooler, or to apply thermal paste. I'm again using some GD900, but the included stuff should be adequate as well. I prefer spreading out the paste all over the CPU, including the excess, though you do what works for you. After securing the cooler with the 2 adjustable mounting screws, I then use the included fan clips to secure the fan to the heatsink. Make sure to orient the fan so it's blowing air with and not against your other fans, and so the RGB and PWM cable are easy to manage. The ARGB cable has another connector, so you could connect another fan, which AresGame does sell. Or you could maybe daisy chain other RGB devices, though I'm not sure if that's supported here. I'll be using the RGB controller to adjust lighting, though remember that the fan is fully addressable. With the cooler installed and side panel on, it's time to see if this cooler can cool my CPU. Keep in mind that it was literally snowing when I tested this, so my ambient temps were pretty chilly, but despite that, my testing location was still relatively warm, and this is in the same environment that I tested the Kabuto 2. Running a full stress test with Prime 95 for about 10 minutes or so, the River 5, which kept idle temps in the 40s, maintained a relatively consistent temperature, with the hottest core at 70 to 72 degrees Celsius, with higher 60s. The fans weren't even at full speed, and again, my PC has 2 hard drives, so it's not quite in general, but I'd say that when playing games and doing more heavy tasks, the noise is tolerable and isn't mainly due to the CPU cooler fan. If this can cool a 130 watt Sandy Bridge Xeon, this will definitely handle a Ryzen 5 or 7 and most modern Intel chips without a sweat. And given during the recording of this video, this goes for $30, and even at its regular price, compared to the new Hybrid 212 with RGB, you're going to be saving a little without necessarily sacrificing on performance or RGB. Speaking of RGB, it looks really good, and if you go with the controller option, it has an adequate amount of lighting options, and the remote allows you to adjust brightness, speed, and to lock the current lighting mode. Overall, if you want a solid budget cooler, while you'll need to have an addressable RGB header or purchase the controller, for around $38, the AresGame River 5 offers solid performance and build quality at a great value. If you want to pick one up for yourself, I'll put buying links in the description in case you're interested. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get back to you. If you did enjoy the video, hit that like button, but if not, you know where to go. While you're there, consider subscribing to the channel and enable notifications for more quality tech videos. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you later.